Hello traders and welcome to the market opening preview on a Thursday during NFP week, August 6, 2015. Traders, great to be with you, coming to you live from Pattaya, Thailand. Well, sort of like overcast and sunny skies. If you look like one half of the sky, it's overcast, looks like rain. Look to the other side of the sky and it's bright and sunny. So, I don't know what today's going to bring, but they're expecting heavy torrential rains in Bangkok, which is about, I'd say probably 90 miles from where I'm at. So, who knows? Could be a sunny day, could be a rainy day, but it's a great day for trading. Should be a really interesting day, and we'll get to that in just a minute. Traders, remember this is brought to you through FXCL Excellence in Trading. Well, let's get to it. Let me introduce myself to you. My name is William Guild. I am your moderator for the Market Opening Preview Series every single trading day before the London Open. Traders, 99.999% of the time, I do this video in the Asia session. So these charts are basically so you can prepare yourself for London Open. You really need to be in front of your charts like close to an hour and a half before London Open. I'm noticing a lot of moves take place before that. Traders, I started trading in 2006 and 2008. I retired from a great 27-year career as a firefighter paramedic out of the great state of Florida. Traders, came to Thailand 9 days later for a 3-month holiday to celebrate. Like, who wouldn't after 27 years going into burning buildings? And, well, it's 2015, 8 years later, and I'm still here and loving it. Love being in Asia and love the time zone. I don't have to deal with that daylight savings time in America. It drives me crazy. And the other nice thing is I can trade all 3 trading sessions and still get a good night's sleep. And I only do about 3 hours into New York because that brings me up to about 11 p.m. my time, which is noon New York time. So really, it's a pretty full trading day. No, I do not sit in front of my computers from, well, I put my computers on about 7 o'clock in the morning, 7:15. So no, I'm not in front of my computers for 14 hours. No, that's not going to happen. I do get 2 hours here, an hour there, 3 hours here. It just depends on what's going on. I do trade every day. I don't necessarily take a live trade every day, but I do trade every day. I'm in it. I'm watching charts. I'm looking at fundamentals. This week is going to be a very, very busy day today. We have a lot of data coming out in the London session out of the Great British Power. We've got a lot of numbers coming out, and we'll get to that in a minute. And anyhow, so yeah, I'm looking for opportunities with probabilities on my side to be successful in my trades, and that's the bottom line. I don't care if it's 1 pip. If I'm 1 pip positive, I am successful, right? If I'm 1 pip negative, I need to stay awake longer and concentrate harder. It doesn't mean I'm a failure. It just means I need to do more work. Well, that's just a little bit about myself, my crazy, crazy self. So let's get over to the legal stuff and get that out of the way. This is a risk disclaimer. Forex trading has a large potential rewards, but also a large potential of risk. You must be aware of the risks and be willing to accept them in order to invest in the Forex markets. Traders, don't trade with money you cannot afford to lose. Please, please, please go to a demo account so you have enough equity to trade the Forex markets. Just to inject there for a second, you can open up a trading account for $2,500. I mean, that's okay, and I would do that, but I wouldn't trade live. I trade on that, whatever platform you choose to trade with or whoever you trade with, and put that $2,500 in there and just keep adding to it, and I wouldn't trade live until you got to $5,000. This way you can trade comfortably and you don't have to worry about it, right? And you're only going to trade like 1 mini lot or 2 mini lots, okay? And trust me, it adds up. Also remember that past performance of any trading system and methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, let's head over to news and commentary. Let's look at the indices real quick. The US 30 closed barely at 0.06%. The S&P 500 closed up 0.31%. The NASDAQ closed up 0.67%. The small cap 2000 out of New York closed up 0.26%. Nice move on that. Let's take a look at London. The DAX closed up 1.57%. FTSE closed up 0.98%. The CAC 40 closed up 1.65%, and the Eurostoxx 50 closed up 1.59%. Lots of green, lots of green. Markets are turning around. All right, the Nikkei 225. Remember now, these countries are currently trading and are open. So the Nikkei 225 is up 0.68%. The S&P ASX 200 out of Australia is negative 0.73%. The Shanghai is negative 1.25%. The Hang Seng out of Hong Kong is negative 0.72%. And the Kospi out of Seoul is negative 0.31%. So that's what's going on our indices. Let's take a look at the economic calendar here. Just give me 1 second. Let's get this to move over and get rid of this. Please go away. Thank you. Come on, thank you. Okay, so what we had Asia unemployment rate, unemployment change, and to tell you the truth, it was a disappointing number, and the markets moved. And last I looked and heard, it moved like 20 pips to the downside, which really does not affect us at all. So don't worry about that. And it's not going to affect the Aussie too much. And what do we want to do? We want to sell the Aussie. So that's a good thing. I have no problem with that. That may get us to our. Then we need a pullback, and we can sell that. All I want to do is sell the Aussie. I have no intentions on buying the Aussie dollar. Not right now. The dollar is just too strong. All right, let's head on over to the London session. We have manufacturing production month on month out of the Great British Pound. And then at London lunch, we have a Bank of England inflation report, an MPC official bank rate votes, and these are new members, if I'm not mistaken, official bank rate. And then we have an MPC rate statement. This is all coming out at the same time, folks. So this is like really wild time. Then in the U.S. session, we have unemployment claims, as we do, and out of the Great British Pound, we have BOE Governor Carney speaks. So, quite busy in the London session and into New York. It's NFP Day tomorrow, so being Friday, and we have to, what's going to happen here is this data is going to move the markets, right? Whether it's good or bad, it's going to move the markets. And then tomorrow, what's going to happen is probably the markets are going to climb up, and we're not going to get no price action until NFP. It's a good chance that might happen anyhow, but that's what it looks like to me. Charts, I got to tell you, the charts are challenging today. They're not being very trendy and nice to us today. You're going to be surprised when you see some of these charts that we're going to take a look at. So I think we're going to have a good trading day. I think we're going to get a lot of pit movement. I think you're just going to need to protect yourself. And I'm not talking about stops. I'm talking about entries. I think your entries are going to really need to be on target today. And, once you see a trade go bad, just get out. Don't even wait for the stop to get hit. If your trade is going bad, get out. I always say a stop loss is used for emergencies. If the trade goes against you, get out. We don't want to be giving too much money to the broker. I give them enough. Thank you very much. All right, let's get started. We'll look at some 30-minute charts. 30-minute charts. So realize that each candle on the chart is 30 minutes in duration. Here's the euro dollar. Euro dollar worked out great yesterday. Our trade plan worked. No problem there. This is looking good to me. Nice bounce off the daily pivot point, which is that magenta line. Let's get up to 0.939, and we'll sell this, and we'll take it back down to 1.0852. That's the S1, and also there's a yellow resistance support line down there, and we'll take it all the way back down. Now, that would be a great trade today, and let's hope that happens. That would really be wonderful. We can get this trade to work, and I don't see why not. This is really, to be honest with you, the euro to the downside has been, if you look at this chart, It's really been pretty nice. It's been working out very well. Now, if you don't get up to the daily R1, you could still trade this. Even from the daily pivot point, you can trade it down. It looks like you're at, you're like 1.890, and you're going to come down to 45. So, that's a 40 pip trade. So even if you have to take the sell from below the daily pivot, you're still in a good spot. So either way, I try to see if this will go up to R1 by London Open. All right, let's take a look at the pound. This pound, this just loves to challenge us. This thing is like all over the place. One day it's up, then 2 days it's down, then it's up, then it's down, then it's up, then it's down. It's just like, what a wild pair. There is just like, it's just crazy. So anyhow, we're above the daily pivot point on this 30-minute chart. We're above the 200 exponential moving average. We have, I don't have two candles to the right, two to the left, so I couldn't do a fib on this. And the other situation is it's heading up. So you know what? Let it head up. And at 56.29, a break of the trend line with a retest. Now, the pound doesn't like to give retests, but you really want to see a retest of that trend line to make sure it's serious. Because if you look left of the chart, there's a lot of junk there you got to fight through and just take this to the upside. You might be able to get in before 56.29. So, just get in it. If you get a retest before that price level, just get in it. We'll take it up to the R1 pivot at 56.60. Should be a good trade. All right, Aussie dollar, we just want to sell it. Now, this already had spiked all the way up already. Okay, it spiked in the daily and has now pulled all the way back down. So now we need this to like, I'm glad it's spiking down because I don't want the Aussie up here. I want the Aussie down here. I don't want to trade in this. Okay, you see this, congestion here? Well, the reason is because we're in a channel. You got a support line here and a resistance line here from the daily pivot. Then you got the yellow line and you got a 200 EMA. I don't want to sell into that. Let it clear the 200, let it go down, and you know what? I'll be more than happy to take it down to the S3 pivot at 72.68. Somewhere about 73.19 we'll jump into this trade, and this will be a nice almost 50 pip trade if it does what we want it to do. But we only want to sell the Aussie. I do not want to buy the Aussie dollar. No way. Do not want to buy the Aussie dollar. All right, let's take a look at the Euro Aussie. Here's the Euro Aussie. Another pair that's really in a downtrend. I don't know if we're going to get this pull back all the way up to R2. But we have a lot of junk right where price is now, and I don't want to sell it from there. So this might end up going down from here. Well, it's going to go down without me because I'm not fighting that support line and the daily pivot, and right below that we have the S1 pivot. So, and what's at the daily pivot? 4,800 psychological level. We can expect another bounce. So this needs to pull back to 48.92. Do not jump in this short. Don't chase this red candle. You have a mess down here to get through to make any profit. And now all the hoopla in Asia is over. So, you don't want to really be around dealing with that jump. All right, so make sure you get your pullback and then enter it. And if it doesn't happen, move on to the next pair. All right, let's take a look at the Euro Yen. The Euro Yen, has been bearish. Well, it took a change and decided to go bullish on us. So, now it's like, what are we going to do now? Okay, so basically our trade plan is, we'd like this to pull back, at least to the 200, 135.88. Take it up to the daily R1 pivot at 136.58. Be a very nice trade. This pair just drives me crazy. I gotta be honest. I love trading it. I mean, it does pay out when it's in its mode, but you don't want to sell it here. I'm not selling into the 200 exponential moving average and the daily pivot point. It's just not what you want to do. And I encourage you all to look at higher time frames because I do. I look at dailies. I look at 240s. Look at higher time frames. Look at where their support and resistance levels are before you enter trades. Always look at higher time frames. And you know, when I do these videos, I'm only looking at a 30-minute chart. So please make sure you look at higher time frames. It's so important to know what's going on in higher time frames. I do talk about the daily though quite a bit. All right, let's take a look at our New Zealand dollar. New Zealand dollar. What is going on with our New Zealand dollar? No, I do not want to buy the New Zealand dollar. I have no inclination to buy the New Zealand dollar. One, we have a bounce off the daily pivot point. Two is, if you look at a daily chart, it is at a very strong support level and it's bouncing off of it. So I need this to come up to 65, 69. We have a resistance line there and we have a 200 exponential moving average there. And before that, we have an R1 pivot. So we have plenty of resistance up at that level. Let's sell it from that level, and we'll just wait for this to come on up. And even if you take it to R1, that R1 pivot, that's fine. You know, I'm not saying you have to get all the way up to the 200 or that yellow line, but up in that zone is where you want to sell it. You do not want to sell it here, right? You do not want to sell it here. And then we want to take it down, way down. We want to take it down to 0.6491. I think it's going to be a great trade. But I'm not interested in buying the New Zealand dollar. The Kiwi has nothing to offer. The dollar is a lot stronger. Unless it's data, the Kiwi has nothing to offer. And they're not strong at all. All right, that wraps up our 6 currency pairs, traders. On behalf of myself, William Gilday, and our great friends at FXCL Excellence in Trading, I want to thank you for joining me on this Thursday, August 6th, 2015. Traders, please come visit us at the site at fxclearing.com for your trading solutions. And it's a pretty cool site also. Traders, till next time, have a great trading day. Always remember to trade smart and not hard. And we'll see you next time. Take care now. Bye-bye.